My exhaustive study of the internet's finest literature has brought me to this gem. It's called Tickling His Testicles. It's by Cristiano Cafiri. I think I'm saying that right, I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna dig right into this shit. Lily Soto had a bit of a reputation. Tradesmen often spent longer at her house than any other. Several marriages breakups in the area had been blamed on the dark-haired beauty. So when she asked her neighbor Roy McKinney to fix an outlet in her bedroom, he was a bit uneasy, but on the other hand, Lily was a real sexy dish, and a very persuasive one. He was just a young guy, still living with his parents, and his mother certainly didn't want him to go in that woman's house, but he went anyway. Armed with his toolbox, he rang the doorbell, and she answered wearing a very revealing top and a skirt halfway up her bum. Even the way she greeted him in that low, sultry voice gave him an erection. When she showed him the electrical outlet that was causing a problem, he set to work and she just disappeared. Consequently, he thought all his worries and all his hopes were unfounded. He soon discovered the problem, fixed it, and was just about to get up off his knees when a pair of slender arms came around and embraced him. On looking round, he found that she was completely naked. Kissing the back of his neck, she told him how she'd admired him from afar for a long time, that she was prepared to surrender her body to him unconditionally. "Do what you like to me," she said. "You can stick it in any hole you like, spank me, humiliate me, whatever you want, Roy, I'm yours." It was a difficult situation for a young man to be in, and he responded like any red-blooded American would. He turned around, stood up, grabbed a hold of her, and threw her on the bed. He began to kiss her passionately on the lips, and she held one arm around his neck, while fumbling in the bedside cabinet drawer with the other. The next thing he knew, she was sticking a vibrator against his balls. "Why don't you take all your clothes off?" she said. "I'll just put it on gentle and tickle your testicles." Even though he wasn't sure about being prodded with electrical devices, he was now horny as hell, so he threw caution to the wind and almost ripped his clothes off. As promised, she just lightly ran it around his balls and up the side of his dick. Then she lubricated it with something from a tube and asked if he'd gently shove it in her pussy. She opened her legs, revealing the pink twitching folds of her snatch, and he carefully inserted it. When he switched it on, Lily just went berserk. She flung her arms around, screamed, swore, and had an orgasm that sent her into hysterics. Roy was a bit worried she might have a heart attack. She soon recovered her senses, took the vibrator back, and applied it to the entrance to his ass, while she took his hardened dick in her mouth. The tingling sensation in his bum, combined with her sucking his cock with her full wet lips, soon brought him to the boil. Right to the fucking boil. Yelling at the top of his voice, he shot his load into her mouth as she continued to tease the rectal cavity with a vibrator. "Holy shit!" gasped Roy. "Never come like that before." "And I've never sucked a man off before," she said with a straight face. "I just wanted to give you something special, something I knew would please you." Lily had great tits, and his eyes were fixated on them as she kept on talking about all the nasty rumors people had spread about her. Now, since her husband left her, she'd been a poor defenseless woman. He gradually leaned over as she kept on chatting and took one of her large cherry-like nipples into his mouth. She groaned the instant his lips made contact, and she kept her tits in her hands as he went from one nipple to the other. After a while, he let his hand stray down towards her wet crack and inserted a finger. She whimpered a little as he moved in around inside, and she whimpered a lot when he inserted two and slid them in and out like it was a penis. This really started to excite her, and she began to move her ass around. Her body started shaking as she came again, even more violently than before. Roy wasn't sure about eating her out until she settled down, but when she shoved his head in the general direction of her cunt, he got the message. Lifted up her legs, placed his face between her thighs, and he licked pussy lips up and down each side. Once again, Lily went slightly insane, but he was getting used to that. He licked, he sucked, and even chewed lightly on the pink petals before probing inside her love tunnel with his tongue. "Fucking holy shit!" she called out and started to tremble all over. By this time, Roy was anxious to ram his dick inside her, and that's what he did. Wham! He made a hole in one. Her eyes opened wide, and she took a deep breath as he started to thrust it in and out, fast and furious. Her tits were bouncing around all over the place as he slammed against her ass. This turned him on to such an extent he thought his balls were going to explode. When he did come, she started to sob, as if she couldn't believe it had come to an end so soon. His heart was pounding as he rolled off of her, and as he did so, he heard a door bang, and then there were footsteps on the stairs. Lily sat bolt upright. "Oh shit, that sounds like Jed." Roy grabbed his clothes and his toolbox and made for the bathroom. Now his heart was beating twice as fast. He sat on the cool tile floor for a few moments and quickly put on his clothes. First everything was silent, then he heard Lily groan. He very carefully opened the door and saw a big bare ass, which he presumed belonged to Jed, pounding the fuck out of Lily. He knew he couldn't stay in the bathroom forever, and so he opened the door, picked up his tools, and walked quickly past the bed as Jed was ramming his dick into her like as if he was trying to clean out a rat's nest. Before he made his exit, he turned and looked at Lily, gave him a little wave with her fingers, smiled, and then broke into a low groan once more. The end. Holy shit. Well, man, that's... God, I don't have the words. I don't have the words for this shit. Like, I'm so glad I found this. I'm so glad I found this masterpiece of modern literature, internet literature. It's going to go down in history as some of the best shit in the world. It was truly, truly genre defining. By genre, I mean the shitty erotic fiction genre. There's even 2 comments on this shit. Let's see what they say. One says, "May I please fuck Lily next?" That insight, holy shit. Then the author replies, holy shit. That's just real nice, real nice. Hi Joe. Believe it or not, this is based on a true event. Are you fucking me? That involved an old friend of mine. Of course I embellished it a bit, but there was a Lily. She's still alive. She'd probably be 90 and creating some problems in the nursing hole. Many thanks for your comment. She probably still is, to this day, creating some problems in the nursing hole. At least, that's what I'd like to think.